Good morning, everybody. This is Kim Danke coming to you live from the Shibby Studios in Kennesaw, Georgia. Today is Monday, June 14th, 2021, and we are on day 165. 165. There's only 365 days in a year. That means we have 200 left. What are you going to do with the 200 days that you have left in this year, this edition of the game of life? I hope that you're going to play Shibboleth right along with me. It is awesome. It is fun. You're going to love it. Just keep right on going. When you hop on this morning, please say good morning, where you're watching from, and what type of Shibboleth day you are having. I'm having an intermittent fasting day. So last week I had holidays Monday through Friday, and then I had a perfect day on Saturday, and then a holiday yesterday. So my current plan is to have perfect days all this week. Now, I did get on the scale this morning and I weighed 140. I can't remember what I weighed before I left on the trip. It was like 136 or something. So there's 4 pounds there that I'll need to work on. I like to be down at the 135 mark. And so now I got a few little, that's always my goal. I'm sorry, I have the wrong glasses on. That's why I couldn't read anything. I like to be down there. That's my goal. It's always what I'm shooting for. I don't like to be over 139. So with all those holidays, I think I did pretty good because I'm not having full out hog trough days. They've started to bother me. I have started just really enjoying just a small, tiny holiday. And I feel that is actually part of the process of getting better and better and better. So I hope that helps you in some way today. When you hop on this morning, please say good morning, where you're watching from, and what type of Shibboleth day you are having. Good morning, Kathy from Michigan, intermittent fasting day, and Charlene from Michigan having a perfect day. Hey, Ron, a perfect day from Lilburn. And we've got Diane. Hey, Diane from Kennesaw. She will have a perfect day and just shared, and Kurt said hi. Hi, Kurt. And thank you for sharing, Diane. Everybody, the button is in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. Hit share, and then a white box will pop up with a blue box that says share now. You click share now. That's if you're on your phone. It's different on your computer. You can find it though. Good morning, Amy from Ohio. An intermittent fasting perfect day after a challah meal yesterday. Awesome, awesome. Challah meals sound good. Now, in the beginning, when I started Shibboleth, I'm like, challah meal? No way. But now I'm like, okay, yeah, I challah meal. I get it. I know why I want to do that now. Alicia from Fort Oglethorpe. Hey, Alicia. You look so pretty in that dress, Alicia. I loved it. Starting week 3 of Lean Into Summer. Awesome. Good morning, Mary Holt. How are you? Good morning, Patricia from Marietta, Georgia. Day 1, week 3 of Jason's challenge. She's doing a wow challenge, Bran Crisps number 2 for her today. Awesome. Perfect day and all week for Jonathan after a weekend holiday. Kimberly's birthday was Saturday, so we took a day trip to St. Augustine with the kids, and we ate all of St. Augustine. Glad to know the pound I gained will be off in a couple of days. Hashtag freedom. Oh, it is. Oh, it is. It is freedom. Call it hashtag Shibboleth confidence, hashtag Shibboleth freedom, hashtag Shibboleth relief. Relief in knowing what to do now. It's absolutely amazing. Good morning, Cheryl from Clarksville. 1 pound away from her pre-holiday weight, having a holiday with the Bible study ladies today. You enjoy that. Hey, Emily from Cumming had her first holiday yesterday. I think it was a hog trough day. Possibly. So let me just do this. Hog trough day. Back to perfect today. Yeah, in the beginning, I did hog trough days too, and now I'm like, oh, I don't even want them. Yesterday, we went to Center Street Tavern. My husband had a Reuben and some tater tots, and I had macaroni and cheese. Now, that's it, though. I'm not saying that was still a good choice, because a 3 by itself is terrible, and that was a 3 and a 4, so that was a fast-ordering meal. But what was great about it was I just ordered the mac and cheese. So even though it was a holiday, because of that, I didn't stuff myself. It still wasn't stuffing. So I was like, thank you, Lord. I'm not stuffed. Yes. So Emily, you just get right back to business today. That's what we do on the lifestyle. Live within the guidelines. No matter what, live within those guidelines. Hey, Tracy from Austell, been sick for the past several days, so I've had to get back on track with perfect days. I'm sorry you hadn't been feeling well. I know those perfect days will make you feel even better. And Colleen, coming off a holiday to a perfect week. That's fabulous. Good morning, Polly. Polly had 3 holidays last week, and she's back to perfect days today, starting with the chocolate premier protein. And she didn't gain but 1 pound. Awesome. Awesome. I bet they weren't hog trough days. I bet they weren't hog trough days then, because when you hog trough, it's kind of hard not to. All right. When we did last week's, I really like being at the beach, y'all. I would like to be down there doing my video from the beach every day, but I'm back to normal, and I had to put makeup on today. I've had makeup on today for the first time in a week, and oh man. And so we wrapped up on Friday with a title called Leave a Loving Legacy, and I wanted to show y'all the shirt that I was talking about. See, it says LLL on it. That's those cursive L's. We put it in that whatever that font is, or I don't know what that's called. Leave a loving legacy. That's what it says. And look, it even sparkles. And on the back, it says Danky Divas. So we all wore these shirts all over the place, but leave a loving legacy. So I think that's pretty important, to leave a loving legacy to those people who are left behind when we leave this earth. How did we treat people? Hey, Rhonda from Troy, Alabama, planning on a perfect day, but the grands are all coming, so that could change, and that's okay. Yes, Rhonda, that's right. You can pick your holidays whenever you want them. Hey, Sarah J. Jackson, good morning. Planning on having a wow perfect day today. That's awesome. I got to meet Sarah J. Jackson at the Shibby shop on Saturday. That was awesome. Hey, Christine Freeman, good morning. Intermittent fasting day for Christine. That is awesome. Okay, so what do we have going on today on Planet Shibboleth? A lot. So let me go over that real quick. So today, Jason, if you're doing the lean into summer, he's got the roundup at 9 a.m. Okay. And then tonight, if you are near Kennesaw, please come see us in person at class at the shop. Okay. It's at 6. You can go onto the events tab in the website and get registered for that. Now, Jason, and it's 6:30. Dr. Jim is doing a video on the thermic effects of food. Jason at 7, these are going to overlap by 15 minutes, so you might want to keep that in mind. I've asked him not to overlap things in the future, but it is tonight, so just be aware of that. The detox orientation. So if you're wanting to do the 10-day detox, then you're going to want to join Jason for that tonight. And then the fast track starts at 7:30. Now, I'm just going to give you this piece of advice. If you have not finished the fast track yet, that's first. Don't concern yourself with the detox until you've finished fast track. We have to go from one thing to the next to the next. So let's start with the basics. Let's finish fast track first. But if you're an experienced member and you want to do the detox, that orientation is tonight. And then Julie Marandino is going to be doing the How I Overcame Food Addiction and Lost Weight tonight at 8:30. So we would absolutely love for you to invite your friends to that event or any of those events. Let us know, or just go onto the website and help them register, okay? Good morning, Gina. I am FJ with the Mighty Muffin Wow Challenge. Oh, I love the Muffin Top Be Gone Wow Challenge. It's 2 Mighty Muffins in a day and then a Zaxby's salad. Oh, awesome. Okay, I'm loving what I'm seeing right here. Cheryl says, good morning, Sarah. I was in your breakout class with Kim on Saturday, praying you both have a great week. Thank you for making that connection, Cheryl. Thank you so much. So on Saturday, we had 20 people in our very first online accountability meeting. They're going to be on Saturdays at noon. We would love for you to join. Next week, we're going to have 2 breakout sessions, okay? And this is going to be a true accountability type meeting. There's going to be some questions with, did you lose any weight this week? What are your goals for next week? How many holidays did you have this week? and were they planned? Things like that. We're asking these real questions to hold us accountable, because that's the type of stuff that does hold us accountable. Hey, Julie, good morning from Indiana. Having a perfect day. Day 14 of 21. She is almost finished with this. 1 week left, and she will have her 21-day self-mastery challenge badge. That's awesome, Julie. Okay, so what we're doing this morning is I want us to walk through, and you can go to this plan yourself if you have the YouVersion Bible app. I want to do this one this week. It's going to be for the next 7 days. So it'll be 5 days this week and then 2 next week. It's called Winning the War in Your Mind. Many of you may have already done this, and we've talked many times about automatic negative thoughts and different things, and we have to battle that in our mind. But I think it's important that we repeat these things over and over. So I'm just going to read this devotional today. Our lives are always moving in the direction of our strongest thoughts. What we think shapes who we are. If you have already woken up this morning and you've thought something negative about yourself, I want you to turn whatever that thought was into a positive, because this is important. Our lives are always moving in the direction of our strongest thoughts. What we think shapes who we are. So let's have great thoughts about ourselves and those around us. Good morning, Valerie from Indiana. Having a perfect day. You might read that and think I'm being an overly dramatic preacher using hyperbole to get your attention, but this is no exaggeration. Our lives do follow the direction of our thoughts. The better we grasp the truth, the better equipped we'll be to change the trajectory of our lives. But don't take my word for it. Take the Bible and modern science. They provide evidence that this is true. So throughout this Bible plan, we'll unpack both scripture and what we've learned from scientific research. Here's a brief example of both. In Philippians 4:8-9, the Apostle Paul writes, "Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is right, whatever is noble, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. Whatever you have learned or received or heard from me or seen in me, put it into practice, and the God of peace will be with you." In these 3 sentences, Paul moves from thought, think about such things, to action, put into practice, experience, the God of peace will be with you. Paul tells us that our thoughts shape our lives. In recent years, an entire discipline of modern psychology has developed called cognitive behavioral therapy. Now, when I was at the University of Alabama at Birmingham doing a master's degree in education, we had entire classes on cognitive behavioral therapy because I was getting a teaching degree. And they knew that it was important that the things that we do in that classroom affect the children. This breakthrough teaching reveals that many problems, from eating disorders to relational challenges, addictions, and even some forms of depression and anxiety, are rooted in faulty and negative patterns of thinking. Treating those problems begins with changing that thinking. Now, I'm going to stop right here and say something. We are going to use Shibboleth to change our patterns and habits when it comes to food. We can also put that into play with our thinking. There is a part in your journal where you can write notes. If you have had or have negative thoughts about yourself, go in there, write it down, and write the truth next to it, because that is a good place to keep track of what you are trying to change for the better in your life. I don't know about you, but when the Bible and modern psychology say the same thing, I want to know more. What science is demonstrating today is what God told us through Solomon almost 3,000 years ago. For as he thinks in his heart, so is he. Proverbs 23:7. So if both the Bible and modern science teach us that our lives are moving in the direction of our strongest thoughts, then we need to ask ourselves, do I like the direction of where my thoughts are taking me? If your answer is no, then maybe it's time to change your thinking. Maybe it's time to decide to change your mind so God can change your life. If you're skeptical, that's okay. Believe me, I get it. We've all tried unsuccessfully to change bad habits and force our runaway trains of thought back onto the right tracks. But this time, you're not alone. You are about to discover that God will team up with you to transform your thinking. With God's help, you can transform your mind. You can stop believing the lies that hold you back. You can end the vicious cycle of thoughts that are destructive to you and others. You can allow God to renew your mind by saturating you with His unchanging truth. I'll list out a verse here. Philippians 4:8, and a couple of verses. And now, dear brothers and sisters, one final thing. Fix your thoughts on what is true and honorable and right and pure and lovely and admirable. So I'm going to stop there. During the day, as you're thinking things, when those random thoughts that you didn't even ask for, those automatic negative thoughts pop into your mind, first of all, we're going to squish it like an ant. A-N-T, automatic negative thoughts, squish it. You wouldn't let an ant come and ruin your picnic, would you? You'd squish it. You'd squish them quickly too. You wouldn't let them just invade. Don't let thoughts invade. So when you think that thought, say, what is the true version of this? What is the right version? What is the pure version? What is the honorable version? What is the lovely version? Let me change that automatic negative thoughts to one of these versions. Think about things that are excellent and worthy of praise. Keep putting into practice all you learned and received from me, everything you heard from me and saw me doing. Then the God of peace will be with you. Proverbs 23. They are always thinking about how much it costs. Eat and drink, they say, but they don't mean it. I don't know why that one's in there. Romans 12. And so, dear brothers and sisters, I plead with you, this one's good. I plead with you to give your bodies to God because of all He has done for you. Give your bodies to God. That includes your thoughts. Let them be a holy and living sacrifice, the kind He will find acceptable. This is truly the way to worship Him. Y'all just think all the little sacrifices in the perfect days and then the holidays, all of it can be done to worship Him if we're doing it in the right context. Do it within the Shibboleth management system. Don't copy the behavior and customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. Then you will learn to know God's will for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect. Let me see. I've got one more minute. 2 Corinthians 10. We are human, but we don't wage war as humans do. We use God's mighty weapons, not worldly weapons, to knock down the strongholds of human reasoning and to destroy false arguments. We destroy, this is important, we destroy every proud obstacle that keeps people from knowing God. We capture rebellious thoughts and teach them to obey Christ. And I hope that you enjoyed that devotional. It is called Winning the War in Your Mind. I think it's by Craig Groeschel. There is a book that goes along with that too, but we're just going to do the 7-day plan. So thank y'all for joining me so much this morning. Thank you for joining me. Awesome. I love that. Back and forth. See what's happening right now. Cheryl and Sarah J. Jackson. That's exactly the reason I want to have this online accountability meeting. It's already happening. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for the positive connections. All right. Thank you, Polly. Thank you. Yes, let's change any negative thoughts. So we're going to hop off of here. I've got to go down to the, thank you, Julie. I got to head down to the Roxy, the Coca-Cola Roxy, which is in the Battery, right next to where the Atlanta Braves play, for a Cobb Chamber event. And I'll be sitting at the table, the Cobb County Coalition of Business Association Presidents. I will be there at that table. So that's where I'm headed down, starting my networking back up after a week of fun. And I'm back at it. I'll be putting my oatmeal protein pie in my purse in case I don't like what they're serving. Y'all go and journal real quick, and please, you determine your day. Your day does not determine you. Think precious thoughts about yourself. Think the Lord's thoughts about yourself. And when you are watching on replay, please type in hashtag Shibboleth for His glory. Thank you. Thank you. Y'all are conversing again. Sarah and Patricia, they met there too. Awesome. Bye, everybody.